everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Arkham Origins Deathstroke, and this is the Gold Chase Variant Edition. So let's go ahead and check out the packaging here. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, got the Spawn logo there. DC Multiverse Deathstroke, here he is in the package, the gold version. He comes with a sword, a display stand, and a collector's card. At one side, Deathstroke from Arkham Origins. The other side, Deathstroke. At the bottom, there's a bunch of credits and a barcode in case that helps anybody, but I'm pretty sure it is the same barcode for the regular Deathstroke. And on the back, here he is posed up in the city, and here's a bunch of other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures you should track down. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And I did end up getting two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep in my complete 6 and 7 inch Batman and related unopened action figure collection. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. He does come with a display stand, a collector's card, and Deathstroke sword. But before we take a look at the accessories, let's take a look at the actual figure. So this is Deathstroke as he appeared in Arkham Origins, but this is the Platinum Gold Chase Variant Edition. So let's look at the figure. Starting with his head here, one thing I do want to point out, he's not completely gold. Half his head is black, half it is gold. I must say, it looks pretty cool. He has all the same features of the original release. You can see he's got damage all over his armor here. He's got different texturing on the different parts. It looks fantastic. His harness here with different pouches, shoulder pads, just all the different damage on his outfit. It looks fantastic. You can really see it on the original release a lot better. The permanently attached pistol in the holster, something everyone was annoyed about. Grenade on the belt, ammo on the shoulder, looks like double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, got a sheath for his sword, got his little bandana sticking out in the back. Looks fantastic, but definitely loses a lot of the details the original version had. So in this round, McFarlane made a gold version of both Deathstroke from Arkham Origins and Batman from Arkham Knight. Previously, they had made some bronze chase editions from Arkham Asylum, both of Batman and Joker. Not sure why they're only making these chase variants from the video game figures. I believe in one of Todd McFarlane's videos, we saw an upcoming version of the Injustice Flash and Gorilla Grodd, and they were silver. That'll probably be the next chase variants. Now these chase variant figures are limited to, I believe, 3,000 units. This Deathstroke and Arkham Knight Batman are still pretty rare, as the original figures didn't come out that long ago. I do expect the price of them to go down over time, but we'll see. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. So here's his display stand, typical McFarlane stand, black perfect circle, got one peg for the peg holes in their feet, the DC logo at the bottom, very thin, very basic. Now let's look at his collector's card. So as you can see, we've got Deathstroke on the front from Batman Arkham Origins. On the back side, a little description. It is from Arkham Origins from 2013. Here's his gold variations collector's card next to the original release's collector's card. The original release has a white border, and the new one has a shiny silver border. Now let's look at his sword. Being completely casted in gold, loses some of the detail. It still looks cool. The blade, nothing too special going on there, but the handle has a ton of detail on it. It looks very nice. Here he is, holding his sword. He can hold it with either one hand or with two. And here's his sword, sheathed into his holster on his back. Here's this sword, next to the original black and silver Deathstroke sword. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to top, he's sitting at about 7.1 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. And now, let's check out his articulation. Start with his head here. Of course, it can rotate from side to side. It can look up and down about that far. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, give you a nice amount of personality. Shoulders on ball joint, they can go out about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. Shoulder pad is soft enough to go over a shoulder without obstructing the articulation. It does have a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area, just increasing the range of motion in his shoulder here. It's got a bicep cut below that, double jointed elbows below that. His wrist has a ball in it, can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. In his torso here, it does have a soft overlay, and there's some articulation below it, but doesn't really get you anywhere. So you really just have the ball joint down here. Can rotate around, go forward and back, and you hear it sort of clicking into place as you rotate his torso. Legs go out about this far. Not a ball joint, but a similar type concept. Seen a lot of complaints about this guy's leg articulation, at least the original release. Forward about that far, a little disappointing. Go to the side, they can go forward a little bit more. They can rotate a little bit, but not much. Double jointed knees go back about that far. Then his ankle here goes forward and back. Can rotate, can tilt and rock as well. And there's toe articulation. Now let's check him out, compared with some other action figures. Starting off with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the original release, the blue and orange version of the Arkham Origins Deathstroke. And I will say, I thought this figure was a fantastic release. I've seen some complaints about his articulation, and it could have been a little better, but it's still pretty nice what we got, and his sculpt is just amazing. You can see his eye sticking out to the orange side of the mask, the different damage, scratches, scuff marks all over his suit. He's been through some serious battle, and it looks great. Different texturing on the silver, the blue, the orange parts of his suit. The sculpt is top notch, but it could have been articulated a little bit better. Here he is, next to the gold chase variant edition of the Arkham Knight Batman. And here are these two new gold chase variant Arkham figures, next to the previously released bronze chase variant Arkham Asylum Batman and Joker. Seems like they're doing these in pairs of two, and I believe the next two are going to be the Injustice Flash and Grodd in his silver paint job. And here are all the different Arkham figures that McFarlane has made so far. Essentially, we've got 4 figures: Arkham Asylum Batman, Arkham Asylum Joker, Arkham Origins Deathstroke, and Arkham Knight Batman, but they've made a bunch of different paint variations of each one. Really hope they continue the Arkham line. I think they're doing a great job, and I would love to expand on that collection. Here he is, next to some other paint variants McFarlane has made of the Detective Comics 1000 Batman, Batman the Animated Series Batman, Arkham Asylum Batman, and Arkham Asylum Joker. Now there is a big difference between a variant and a chase variant. These gold and bronze figures are chase variants, meaning they're made in very limited numbers. These other variants are simply paint variants, but they're easily obtainable in greater numbers. And here's the entire McFarlane DC Multiverse collection. So far, I've got a total of 59 different figures if you count all the variants and 2 vehicles, and I am fully caught up at this moment. Now let's check him out, next to some other Deathstroke figures. Here he is with the standard McFarlane DC Multiverse Arkham Origins Deathstroke. And here he is next to all my different DC Direct and DC Collectibles Deathstroke figures. Then here he is next to my Mezco 1/12 Deathstroke figures. And here he is next to my Mattel Deathstroke figures. Then next to the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Deathstroke. And here he is with a custom-made Slade Wilson in civilian attire. I chose to use a Mattel Wrestling WWE Elite figure. I believe this is Triple H in a business suit. I picked him specifically because he was a very large figure, just like Slade Wilson, a very large guy in a suit. Looks excellent if you ask me. And here's my entire 6 and 7 inch Deathstroke action figure collection. I believe I have every one and each variation. Here she is with a DC Direct Ravager. This is Deathstroke's daughter. And here he is taking his rightful place on my Deathstroke shelf with all my other Deathstroke figures. Here he is with all 8 assassins from Arkham Origins, as DC Direct has made them. Now let's check him out, compared with some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Here he is with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And here he is with some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here, with some NECA figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. Then, with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here, with some Mafex figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, here he is next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a pretty cool looking figure, but he's not very practical. I personally prefer the original paint scheme of Deathstroke, as I can use him in so many different action figure scenarios. Even though he's from the Arkham Origins game, he is in his classic, iconic Deathstroke colors. This one here, it's a gold chase variant. It is cool, but like I said, I'm not going to use them very often. I'm happy to check them off my list. Being the completist that I am as far as DC figures goes, I had to get him, and I was very happy to track them down for a very fair price on eBay. I was not a hater of the original Deathstroke. I know a lot of people were. I thought it was a great figure. Sure, it had a couple flaws, it could use a couple improvements, but it's one of the best Deathstroke figures we've ever gotten. And this variant is pretty much the exact same thing, just in the gold platinum color. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.